We are making this cloudy landscapes in this tutorial. We'll be using a lot of techniques like wet on wet. We'll be using a lot of splatterings, etc. to define these landscapes. Hi friends, I am VanidasMangathil and let us learn watercolors together. I am using a 300 GSM cold pressed 100% cotton watercolor paper, uh, and I'm wetting the paper almost to the top 80% of it. Okay, I'm not wetting it fully. I'm leaving the bottom 20% area a little dry. Okay, so I want this to be damp. I will wait for few seconds. I want this to be damp and then apply some mild clouds. The clouds are done by mixing the colors cerulean blue, some Paynes gray, and maybe a touch of orange. Okay, so you can see the color, it is very pale and the paper is damp. Okay, it is not very wet, but it is still reasonably wet. Okay, so you can see that I'm using the side of the brush. I'm using a small mop brush, medium size mop brush. Okay, and the brush brand that I'm using is an Indian brand. You can use any soft natural hair like brush. It is a synthetic brush but squirrel imitation brush. Okay, so after the initial lighter wash for the cloud, I am suggesting some medium level clouds as well, so that it creates some interest. Okay, it should be little bit of it should create some drama. That is the objective, and I am kind of suggesting the clouds in one direction. It is I don't have any specific reason for that. I thought it will be interesting if the clouds are kind of in a direction from the top right corner. It is coming down. Okay, now this is reasonably the cloud. It looks little crowded. Okay, I know that it is little crowded, but I wanted the clouds should be little crowded. Okay, like grayish kind of clouds, and I am making even darker clouds. Okay, I'm mixing the same color combination, cerulean blue and a little bit of Paynes gray and orange, and I'm even suggesting another layer of darker clouds, and I'm expecting that it will still merge with the previous clouds and it will create some soft interesting edges. So the same direction I am applying the clouds. You don't have to follow the same direction that I am doing. I just thought that will be interesting and I did it. That's it. Okay, again I'm trying to use the same single brush for today, and the brush that I'm using is number 2 from number 2 mop brush from a brand called Stationery. I'm dragging some color and using a tissue paper. I initially tried with the brush, but it wasn't working well, so I used some tissue paper to drag some of the colors, so that I wanted to create some kind of an illusion of lights peeping through those gaps. Okay, um, I don't usually do those things, but I just thought I will do that. Now mixing burnt sienna and whatever cloud color we already had, which is Paynes gray and orange. Paynes gray and burnt sienna. You can treat it as that way. Okay, and you can. This I'm thinking to do something at the horizon. Okay, maybe it could be some small hill or something. Maybe I really do not know. As far as I am concerned, it is just a shape that will improve that will define the composition. That's it. Okay, now it is something at the horizon, and let me add some orange warm color to add some sense of light. You see, at the cloud there is some sense of light peeping through the clouds at the top. So exactly below that, I am creating some illusion of light using orange color. So they kind of work in synergy. Right, now we have to think what to do next. See, I'm using some darker tones. It is the same combination of colors. burnt sienna, and Paynes grey, little bit of orange, etc., and making the bottom portion of this far end stuff little darker. Okay, then I expect that the illusion of light will be even more prominent. Okay, now let us leave some white space which should create an illusion of some roofs, far end roof of some houses or buildings there. Okay, something there. Okay, you don't have to be very precise. I think this much is enough. I don't want to make it too much crowded. Some white spaces are left, so I will retain those white spaces here. Okay, now let us kind of define some land at the bottom of the paper. I just wanted to diffuse it, that's it. Okay, I don't want to make it too much hard. So let us make it soft and let the foreground be soft. Okay, let us take some pale color and kind of mix it. Just for some color variation, I'm using some orange color also. And let us, I don't want this white gap here. Okay, let us sort of merge it. Okay, this, to me it looks okay. I mean, I don't want anything very precise. I don't want to really spend time on the foreground, so I just wanted to somehow diffuse it. Okay, maybe splattering some colors. It is the same color that we have used for this, that hill or mountain or whatever it is. I'm just splattering some of them to create some sense of being engaged or busy. Okay, that area looks little engaged now, and I think, yeah, that's it. Maybe some more here. Okay, and now what to do next is a big question, because I don't have any reference. So whenever you find this question, look at the paper and listen. If you observe the paper, you will surely get some idea. Maybe it may take few minutes, but you will get some idea and you can then proceed. So I am just actually listening for some idea. Actually, I don't want to do too much. Okay, I don't want to do too much here, in the sense on this artwork, on this scene. I don't want to do too much. Little bit of light I wanted to create by dragging with the tissue paper. Maybe I wanted to diffuse some of these splatterings. It is too much. It is little too much. So there are a lot of drama happening on the foreground, all due to the splattering and smudging with the tissue, etc. Now let us create some sort of vertical lines or something to create some sort of energy. Okay, some sort of interest, and not energy, some sort of interest. Okay, some story or something. Maybe I'll create some sort of some trees around the house. Those things will not be very clearly seen because of the tone. It will be darker. The background is dark, the tree is dark, so you may not be very clearly seeing it, but the top of the tree you can see. That is the idea. And maybe we will make a little larger tree onto the left side. Let me think of that. Say maybe some trees on the left side. I think I will make it little taller, more taller. Okay. And I am using the side of the brush to create the illusion of some far end foliages of the tree. Okay, so the tree foliages are, it is not very thick foliages. There are a lot of sky seen through the foliage. So yeah, I think this much is sufficient. Okay, nothing is very well defined. Okay, you'll see a lot of things happening at the lower left portion because of the splattering. Okay, but I like those kind of interests. Okay, I think that's it. I hope you are liking this video, you are finding this informative. If you are finding it informative, please do subscribe to my channel and press that bell notification icon so that you get notified for all my future videos. And if you have any question or comments, feedback, please write them into the comment box below. I'll be responding with my answers. Okay. some of these shadows and fence, etc. Let us merge it little bit. I don't want it to be very prominent. I don't want anything to be very prominent here. Okay, it already looks little bit of there is some kind of what is it lack of clarity to be I mean, I don't know how to express it. It is not very clear what exactly this is. It is not very clear, so I wanted to retain it that way. Okay, so a figure, a person, to add some life and story. So maybe there are some white gaps here, so I want to convert those white gaps into maybe something, maybe a suggestion of some cows at the distance. You don't have to be precise, just some suggestion. Where if it doesn't look like a cow, no worry, it will look like something else. Okay, let the viewer decide what it is. Okay, we are just giving an opportunity for the viewers to think, right? I think I will probably stop adding details at this point. We don't want too much of details. Maybe some suggestion of shadows. Okay, anything else? Maybe some skin tone, thick orange directly from the tube. That's it, the figure is done. And maybe some thick white highlight touch. Okay, it should be very sparingly, it should be used very sparingly. It is very, I mean, sort of dangerous. If you overuse it, it will spoil your work. Little very minute touch of highlights. Okay, so I hope this was informative to you. You found it informative. Please do let me know if you have any questions or feedback. Your feedback is my fuel to create more videos, so please do write some encouraging feedback, or if you have any improvement to suggest, anything is welcome, but please do write something as your feedback. Okay, so once again, thank you very much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and press the bell notification. I'll be coming up with more and more videos of this sort. And if you have any suggestion for any different types of subjects for the tutorial, please do let me know. So keep practicing, keep painting. Happy painting.